Dr. DeLisle Worrell will remain governor of the Central Bank of Barbados, at least for another 2 days. This follows a hearing on Wednesday in the No. 9 Supreme Court. Justice Randall Worrell kept in place an injunction against Minister of Finance Chris Sinclair until the court gives a decision on the matter on Friday. The injunction blocks any attempt to remove the governor while the matter is before the court. Mr. Sinclair's representatives offered no comment following the hearing, but Dr. Worrell's attorney Gregory Nicholls spoke to the media.
We were very confident in the arguments that we put before the court. Same arguments, but just more extensive arguments than we did on Sunday. I was a little quite surprised about the arguments by the other side. Like a judge. I'm not going to canvass the arguments over here, but I'm just a little surprised that that was the case of the government. I mean, it's almost as if they're saying that you had to get rid of the government because if you don't get rid of the governor, the economy will collapse. Almost like what Donald Trump was arguing, if you had a terrorist attack, you're going to blame the judges because, well, that's what I understood the argument, part of the argument to be. So, I really was a little surprised at the content of the argument.
And what was the basis of the governor's argument?
Well, we contend that the minister doesn't have a power to get around the provisions of the Act. The Act sets out how a director, including the governor of the central bank, can be removed. And until that process has been followed, then the minister's arrogation unto himself of a power to remove him by virtue of him signing a letter of engagement employing the governor, he can go outside the confines of the central bank Act.
Okay, until then, how does the governor proceed in terms of his duties and what he can and cannot do?
There's no restriction on the governor at all. He's still the substantive central bank governor of Barbados.
And I wasn't sure if you said it, but how confident are you going into Friday?
Well, it is up to the judge. I've been doing this for almost 17 years now, so you win some that you didn't expect you would win, you lose some that you didn't expect you would lose. So it is up to the judge. We've done the best that we can do in this short time that we've had to prepare ourselves, and we are now justified in coming on Sunday evening, because when the governor got word of this last Thursday, we were a little unsure as to the seriousness of it. But had we not done so by Monday morning, a real misuse of the executive powers given by Parliament to the functionaries under the Central Bank Act would have occurred, in our opinion. And you really can't get around what Parliament has settled in the Act. That should be due process.
How do you respond, though, to the suggestion by politicians that this is going where no one else has gone before, where a central bank governor is challenging the Minister of Finance to remain in the post?
I don't argue politics, I argue law. I mean, I had a good fortune of teaching both, but this is a legal argument, and this is a question about the absolute misuse of executive power. All right, I mean, the minister says that his relationship with the governor has irretrievably broken down, and what I really want you journalists to do is to look at the provisions of the Act, because Section 49 of the Act says that where there is a disagreement between the bank and the Minister of Finance as it relates to the policy of the bank, the minister can override the policy of the bank and give directions. He must then lay that direction in the official gazette and lay it in Parliament, and the bank must automatically assume the policy as directed by the minister, so that the fact that the minister and the governor have a disagreement as it relates to monetary policy or fiscal policy in Barbados is not, in our respectful view, the correct exercise of the powers of the minister. He can go under Section 49 and give direction. If he wants to print money from now to the cows come home, he can do so, but he must do it through the provisions settled in the Act. So outside of the Act, in our mind, is on